Okay, we are talking about this error. Let's suppose we have an error with function of time is the graph of this error looks something like this. It is a kind of step sort of function. Till some time there is no error, and after that there is a step error in the system. So when the proportional controller alone is applied, the proportional controller, the the output signal of the proportional controller would behave like this. It will start from 0, it seeks some error, and it will multiply with some constant kp, and the output will look something like this. When we talk about the integral controller alone, so integration means it will sort of integrate all the errors that is previously behind it encounters. So since it is 0 here, it will be 0 here, and the error will be some constant error, but it will start accumulating. Since we are going, it works as an integration sense, so it will look something like this if we apply the integral controller alone. And now when we apply the PI controller, the P in conjunction with I controller, it will look something like this. So this is your proportional action, this is your integral action. This is I alone, this is P alone. So this is a sort of overview of in a particular error, how the outputs from these proportional or PI controllers would look like. Let's suppose we have another error function as a function of time is something like this. So you will have errors 0, and abruptly you will have some tooth saw or triangular shape error you will find. So when you talk about this proportional controller alone, sorry, this is your time, this is how ET looks like. The P controller, the output of the P controller will be what? Will be just multiplied with some gain. It would look something like this, but we don't want this. Okay, in reality we don't want this. It's not desirable. You want error to be more smooth. So when we apply an integral controller alone, it will sum everything up. So it will be 0 till here, and after that it will sum things up, and after that it saturates. This is how the output from the integral controller would look like. Now if we do the control action through PI, so this is how it would look like. So this is the most desirable thing, since the set value here is also lesser, and you will have a smooth control action. So we can see in reality all these controllers are wisely chosen, or it may be a combination of PI or PID sort of thing. So in reality, in the real scenarios, there is something called control tuning, and which is done by, there are several methods you are going to tune these PIDs. You will start with some initial values and you are going to tweak these values to give the optimal response. In MATLAB, there are inbuilt PID tuners through which you can tune this PID. You can have these appropriate values of PID controllers, and the method on which it works is given by Ziegler Nicholas method. So in conclusion, the PID controller, after PID controller, the control output is nothing but Kp times Et plus Ki integration of Et dt plus Kp det by dt. And if we talk in terms of Laplace domain, S domain, it is essentially Kp Es plus Ki 1 upon S Es plus S Kp Es. So the transfer function of the controller, this PID controller, overall transfer function is Kp times Ki by S plus S Kp. So this block you need to add before your plant. This is what your overall PID would look like with appropriate these gain values, which you are going to tune with this method. We are not going to discuss in detail, but in MATLAB you will have certain tools to do that, or manually you can do that, but obviously that is not desirable. You will go by some sort of softwares. So collectively you can write 1 upon T Is plus TDS. Some time constant values. Okay, anyways, so this is the overall controller you are going to put in front of controller. Thank you.